Well, if anybody's interested in any card pulls, I'll do one card pull for free, one question. Go ahead and throw in an Oracle card there. But I'm also doing 5 card reads for $5, past, present, future, and reason and potential. If anybody's interested in any articles, I'll do. Now I'm live on YouTube as well. One question. Throw in Oracle card there. But I'm also doing 5 card reads for $5, past, present, future, reason and potential. If anybody's interested. Making sure I can see the comments. Now I'm live on YouTube coming through. Don't see any comments just yet. Doesn't seem to be anyone watching. Sure. Don't see any comments just yet. Sound may be a little bit off here. Got one viewer. Sound may be. If you're watching, feel free to comment below. You can ask a question. I'll pull a card for you. Still working out the ins and outs of YouTube, Zoom, and Restream. Hope you guys are doing all right. Been a strange week. Well, that's an understatement. Been a strange decade. I suppose I can start off with doing a collective read for everyone, kind of get a feel for the air. let's see what we get. All right, we have Shekinah. Oh, that's cool. This will be the first time I pulled this card, actually. For those of you who might be aware, Shekinah is the divine feminine counterpart of Metatron. Okay. Spiritual worlds want to help you resolve your worldly concerns. It is safe for you to rely on spirit as a loving, protective, helpful, and practical presence, able to positively affect all areas of your life, including facilitating the resolution of physical problems. Do not limit your spirituality to concepts. Instead, apply your higher knowledge and principles. Grow your wisdom and live your path. Acknowledge your value as a person, as a soul. Treasure the gift of your path, and let your spirituality integrate with all facets of your life. Shekinah is a Hebrew word that translates as a dwelling place of the divine. Shekinah is the embodiment of the light. She is in us when we are living our spiritual path, applying our wisdom and principalities to our actions. Our courage, our choices awaken compassion. We are the sacred change makers and healers of the collective. The divine electricity of spirit needs willing and souls bulbs to shine forth in the world. In the esoteric Jewish tradition of Kabbalah, Shekinah is the sacred feminine, the capacity for and experience of spirit entering the soul of a human being. When a soul is approaching the sacred experience of Shekinah, the ego has given way to some degree. There is enough inner space and heart willingness to surrender and receive so that the spirit can infuse the soul. The soul becomes more luminous with white light. We resonate more with spirit than with ego. We feel like our true selves. When the soul becomes Shekinah, a holy dwelling place of spirit, our experience is very different to the ego-driven way of living. We slow down and accomplish that which is meaningful. We feel connected to all that is, so we are inspired to do what we can to help, according to our tendencies and talents, of course. We co-create rather than compete. We accomplish our aspirations because we are no longer in our heads, but practicing our spiritual path daily. Our practice resonates with our hearts, increasing our awareness, love, presence, patience, commitment, and peace. Our spiritual practice are our life draft. The ocean of life becomes wild and our magic carpet when we feel stuck in need of inspiration and freedom. Our practices increase our compassion for ourselves and others. When the Shekinah is in your reading, you have both permission and encouragement from spirit to embrace spiritual practices that resonate with your heart and commit to them, especially when you think you don't need them or they don't seem to be doing anything for you. Those are the times you need them most. To embrace Shekinah is to embrace action, to commit to engage, to walk our talk, and to be the light we want to see in our world. The ideas that nurture and inspire your heart are important, but that action that transforms hesitation, fear, and doubt into boldness, trust, and confidence are essential to bring those ideas to life. You have it within you to live your light and to put all your problems and concerns into capable hands of a deeper guiding wisdom. You're not giving away your power in doing so. You are actually empowering your sacred fulfillment. This oracle brings notice of an opportunity to apply your spiritual principles. You are encouraged to consider how you can live so that your inner beliefs and outer actions are in alignment. This is not about denying the ego and its pains. It is about having compassion and responding from a place of kindness and determination to heal. The oracle also suggests a matter of material or physical concern can be touched and healed by spirit. Your task is to invite spirit in and allow it to do what it knows how to do. Find relief in the knowledge that spirit is with you and wants you to heal through all matters of concern. Actually, I felt that was very poignant, even for myself at this moment in time, because what I'm picking up, and not just for myself, I've noticed that when looking around, tapping in, seems like there's a stagnation in the air, a bit of pessimism, if you will. The way things have played out with, you know, current affairs, world affairs in the past 3 years has definitely taken its toll. And despite how positive and how much fortitude one may have, there are many, many setbacks and have been many setbacks. But as opposed to dwelling on those setbacks, again, like that card suggested, you just got to keep moving forward. Despite, any lack consciousness that may be harboring or lingering in one's own indwelling. Looks like I got a second mic. If anybody would like to comment below, you can get a card pull if you want. I'm doing free card pulls. You can donate if you wish. I'm also doing five card $5 pulls. The way I set that up is kind of a tongue twister. But let me know how you guys are doing. I'm open for discussion about anything at this point. Kind of opening up a forum, so to speak. Kenny Lala, this is my first time here and I wanted to hear that message before I wrote. Can I have a card pull, please? And thank you. Hope you are going well. Yeah, sure. I'll pull you a card, Kenny. Any particular question you'd like to ask? Love, life, general, spiritual? Are you still with me, Kenny? All right. Love. Gotcha. All right, let's see what we have. Now, typically, a more explorative outlook on love, because love is always abundant. It's always everywhere. You can receive. It's a matter of being receptive to it. And that could be friends, family, colleagues, even more importantly, the universe, God. But typically, people are, when they ask that question, of course, they need something more intimate. See what we got for you. Oh, we got a jumper. Looks like, well, this is the card that jumped. This is the Six of Swords. Looks like you're moving on from something. Uh, it's always been hard for me to even say because I was made to say it before. I do have someone this is aiming towards. Well, there seems to be some kind of moving away. There's the Six of Swords, and if you look closely, it's still for you. I hope the lighting is right. But you see a mother or a female figure with a child by her side while this guy's pushing this boat along, and they're moving towards a new shore. So there seems to be like a release of something, moving on to a new horizon, even despite the fact that sense of you're unsure of where to go or what's in store or what's ahead of you. But love is definitely is your main goal, which in essence, despite what many say, that's the number one governing motivation behind everything is love. The way I take this, it would seem just from a one card pool, it seems like this is something necessary for you to do. A certain level of detachment, maybe going within would be the next best thing for you, because you have to align with what feels right in the heart. I'll go ahead and pull you another card. Love always makes that necessary. Going with him. Oh, I see. I see. I see. All right. Well, if you like, you can always book in for a more in-depth read to get a better explanation on this, but I'll go ahead and pull you 3 more cards since you're the first. Tap in. We're going to do let's see what your spirit guides have to say. Let's see what they have to say. Sure. Okay. You guys both seem to be working at this together. This is a team kind of a thing. The Eight of Pentacles showed up at the bottom. That means you guys are working on this. This is something you're both working on. The Ace of Cups came up, but it was in reverse. What that typically means is the way I'm taking it, there's a little bit of doubt, and one may not feel like the other is as all in it as the other person is. I would suggest further communication, being open and candid about what it is that both of you want and need more than anything, what you need. And communication is going to be key. but there is a new beginning here. It's just that it's riddled with doubt. This Ace of Cups coming up in reverse strongly suggests that there's so much unsurety going on. And then you have this Five of Pentacles. And if you look closely, and Pentacles, keep in mind, this has to do with the material realm, financial, home security, your living affairs. And you see this woman walking forward in the snow with her head cast down, and she's cold. They're both cold, actually. But walking behind her is this guy traveling, walking beside her, offering all the assistance that she needs. And sometimes she may be neglecting this open hand, she looks like she might feel like she's alone in this situation and she has no one that she can depend on. But this card suggests that the two of you need to come to, well, one of you is offering, a helping hand, and it's not being received as much. It may be due to abandonment issues. Okay, that's you. Okay. All right. So it's abandonment issues. It's feeling like you've probably had many cases in your life where it was, the amount of effort that you put forth wasn't reciprocated. Yeah. Okay. Well, to me, considering what the third card is, be open to that. Let your guard down a little. It's not so much, I wouldn't even say let your guard down, but have faith. The more encouragement that this other person feels from you, that will double in effect. You guys, like I said, communicate, work together on this. You're both in this together. And despite, the unsurety of the situation, as long as you guys have each other and remember that bond that you have. Yeah, I understand. Abandonment issues is something that runs rampant nowadays. It's a very common thing, and it affects society on such a level that people are uncomfortable of even speaking about. It causes a lot of discord and untrust, and that only just, it's a snowball effect, you know. But this is a promising card. Okay. This Four of Wands, that's perfect work. That's harmony, happy family, happy life, financial stability, stuff like that. With that showing up, that to me is just hang in there. Times are going to be tough. These coming, and that's going to apply for everybody, to be honest with you. The collective as a whole is experiencing this right now. What we need is each other, compassion, empathy, and community. And on a more intimate level, trust. Work on building that trust with this other person. Open up communication, patience, Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do hope that this helps in some way. And I definitely I want to see the best work out for everyone. Yeah, yeah. I've done that too. So have many others. Um, Letting down that wall, you know. But here's a little secret I learned. Now that I've grown and I've learned to let my walls down, and despite how painful certain betrayals or perceived betrayals or whatever it was may have happened, I realized that it wasn't as bad as I expected. I've been through some soul crushing experiences, and yet I'm still able to get up and move forward. And it's been a blessing. Everything is a lesson, either a lesson, test, or blessing. And whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. As cliched as that may sound, but you take what is necessary and you discard the rest. Uh, yeah, I see. I have all of those symptoms as well. I uh, I even spent 5 years in prison, and yeah, I developed all of those traits. But some of those traits I developed even before prison. Um, you know, Life's pretty crazy out here for some people, and prison definitely didn't make it any easier. The PTSD, the anxiety, the depression, all of that. I'm very familiar, very familiar. You know, but I kept pushing forward, and you know what? The more I tapped into my spirituality and looked to my higher powers, it's pulled me through, and that's a beautiful thing. To me, that harkens back to I'm sure you've seen those images or memes, what they call them, where they say, I always hold in high reverence those who walk through the flames of hell, but still carry buckets of water for those in need. I That's something to be, hold on to. That's strength, and that's no one can take that away from you. Your own inner strength, no one can take that away from you. No matter how many times you've been crushed down to dust, you can still remold. All it takes is a little bit of water and a little bit of life, a little bit of love. And you know what? There's plenty of love out there. It's the most abundant energy in the universe. Yep, you're welcome. You know, I'm sending you my love now, and I don't even know yet, but I do, because you are I. Yeah. Let's see if I can get some more people on here. And if you feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I didn't think about this, but I could have copied and pasted my YouTube channel link into the Facebook comments. I'll have that ready next time. Yeah, no such thing as coincidence. as long as, you know what, as long as I'm able to help one person despite wherever they are in the world, hey, that's a win for me. And I felt, I don't know, something was telling me, just go live. Get some music going. See if we can get some more people involved here. Right, right. Everybody's out there trying to be Superman and save the world all at once. I've been down that road too many times. Some people fall into these spiritual ego traps where they start believing they are God or goddesses, which in essence, we all have that divine spark in us. We're far more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. But I've noticed that some take that bone and they run with it, and then they start isolating themselves, which is in direct conflict with unity conscious. I've noticed that over the past 4 years alone, more and more people talk about, unity consciousness and being adverse to duality consciousness. But the more they do that, they actually push themselves into that state of duality consciousness. You know, more recently, there's, over the course of the past 3 years, I worked with someone who was very adamant about, you know, not falling into the ways of the world, which in the context, in context, there's a lot of truth to it. That's what that person meant was not falling into the brainwashing or dogma or pre-programmed ways of the world and belief picking up every time you come across somebody and they start talking about their own beliefs and even their energy, you're going to pick up on that. And some of it's going to integrate on. So you have to be mindful of that, but to completely cast yourself away and like cut off everyone, in essence, you're still falling into duality consciousness. It's a matter of discernment and being mindful of these things that you come across and you hear and you learn and you pick up from others. For me, it's taken me a long, long time to be able to, after the course of a day, come back home, sit back. Okay, so this is what I, kind of picked up on today from other people. Yeah, shutdowns. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, be mindful of that as well. You know what I mean? Whenever someone starts telling you, just come to me, and I'm guilty of this as well. I've done the same thing. But whenever someone is telling you to do that and solely only listen to them, mind you, that's just one bamboo shoot looking up at the sky. Okay, that's just one finger pointing at looking up at the sky. That one person isn't going to be able to comprehend, and see the entire picture. So it's nice to be able to look at things through the eyes of many others, but you have to be aware of those perceptions and not to take them on as word. You know what I mean? Like, no matter how valid it may come across, there's still going to be flaws. We all have much to learn. There's no way any one person is going to have all the answers, but there's truth in everything, everything. So in a way, it is nice, the more you want to open your eyes and your perception, to me, it's necessary to be able to converse and mingle with others. But you have to be mindful of who you're conversing with. Birds of a feather flock together, sort of thing. Um, that old paradigm. I'm familiar with that one as well. Yeah, very, very familiar actually. You know what though? Don't let that discourage you, because the truth of that is those people were takers more than anything. They weren't willing to be there for you when in your time of need. Anyone who sits there and will turn their back on another whenever they see that person has a chink in their armor, that typically means that they have no strong hold of their own. They rely on others for strength and stability and balance. So relying on them oftentimes can be a bit of a risky endeavor. Got one on YouTube and one on Facebook. Wait around, see if anybody else wants to pop on. Hey, Kenny, that Alloy Hamed Damor, whatever that guy is, yeah, you're a scammer. You got to go. You don't come on my page. I think I banned him. And you're welcome, Kenny. I don't know what it is. I started up this page a few months ago, and as soon as I opened it up, these people just started flooding my page. They tag me in their. They always have these like doctors in Africa somewhere, and they'll tag my page and recommend this doctor in, Ethiopia or something. It's very annoying. Very annoying. Yep. Yep. And they're the reason why I get people asking me, well, why don't you go play the lottery? It's so ridiculous. Yeah, I'm used to it. I kind of find it amusing for the most part. I kind of expected it to. I've had a public Facebook profile for about 10, no, 15 years now. And the amount of people who have tried to use my page as a launch pad for their own little, you know, endeavors is just it's gotten ridiculous. Yeah, I've had plenty of stalkers. I've had plenty of them. But I made it when I before I turned my page public, I made it a point not to let that deter me. I had to be aware that that was going to happen. I've had some very, very disturbing messages come through. I once had a flat earther threaten to hang me upside down and gut me alive. Yeah, I've had some stalkers, all right. Oh, they knew where you were at. Damn. Yeah, yeah. It's no joke. I could tell you some stories. I've actually had a lot of people tell me I should write a book, but I have no idea how to even start that. I don't think I have the patience for it, despite the fact that I'm an artist. I have a lot of patience, but I just can't see myself sitting down and actually writing a book. Oh, they were military. That doesn't come as a surprise, to be honest with you. Some of the most like sociopathic and distorted people I've ever met are in law enforcement and military. Yeah, I don't trust them at all. Wow, that's crazy. That one is definitely, if it's been years, I would look into maybe trying to find out who that is, get a restraining order or something. Because that, I'd be pissed. But that's just me. Somebody doing that for that long. Oh, are you from Japan? Oh, they're in. Okay, okay. They're in Japan. Oh, okay, okay. Control. Um, I'm assuming you blocked them. So How are they able to still keep track of you? That's unusual. Hmm. Okay. Oh, wow. They have the same friends list. That's oh, okay. That's crazy. All these years later. Well, if you can, I would suggest, well, they keep targeting your friends. That's how they're getting to you. Yeah, that's tricky. Have you posted about this publicly? 13 years? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah. You'd think after 13 years you'd get bored, or he, she, whatever, would get bored and move on. That's sad and disturbing at the same time. Yeah, very, very crazy. What? Unreal. Well, you definitely put a spell on him. You're kidding me. Wow. That to me says he was obsessed with your body. Cool enough for him to be talking about you 13 years later. Wow. You should be charging him rent. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely needs to get over it. That's some stay the fuck away from Japan. I may have to. I'm intrigued by this. Actually, I can't see how someone could be compelled to stalk someone for 13 years over a chance encounter. Let's see if we can. I'm gonna go ahead and pull you another card since you're the only one on. See what this is all about. Wow. Well, from the looks of it, you're going to be teaching him a lesson. You've got that Hierophant energy coming through. And if you look, this is the Nine of Wands. Or no, Five of Wands. Okay, if you look closely, see how all these sticks are broken and meshed together? But there's that one scarab that's moving up along, up high. Considering we have the Hierophant card for that, this suggests that this is a lesson learned, a lesson that you're going to be teaching him. And you've got these old broken swords, and they're all being released, which means it's all going to fall off eventually. So, yeah, it's not even worth your energy. Oh, hey, thank you. Seriously, thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you what, if you're up for it, you can always book in for a, you know, an actual reading. You know, this is just one card pulls, quick little 5 card pulls for everybody. But yeah, good idea. Just ignore him. After 13 years, by now, those it's gonna have to die off. I mean, yeah, that's crazy. Oh, looks like it now. Hold up. Let's see if I can get Jessica in here. Got a friend who she also reads tarot. Shout out to Scorpio Indigo. She's actually designing. Actually, she's designed 3 decks. She's finishing up a 3rd deck as we speak. All good, sis. All good. Artist Tarot is where I'm on. Let's see. And YouTube, and I'm on YouTube. Yeah. I was gonna see if she might want to join. She's actually working on her deck as we speak. She was just sending a little preview of one of her cards. That'd be cool to see. Oh, there she is. Hello, Jess. Did I got one person to engage? Say hello to Kenny. Kenny, Jessica. Would you like a card, Jess? Hey, hey. Okay. Let's see what we get for Jessica. I'll do a 3-card pull, past, present, future. Okay. In your past, we have the Temperance cards, Aquarius energy going on, a refilling of the cups, so to speak, balancing things out, using that finesse. 1 foot on water, 1 foot on land, and a shift in perspective, a new way of looking at things. We have the Hangman in reverse. That's a bit of a surrendering into the flow. Yeah. Now we have success unfilled. We have the 7 of Pentacles, but it came up in reverse. So there's a little bit of worry about financial and home life. Yeah. But I think that's more of a mental paradigm going on right now. Once again, this is all about shifting your perspective. So, as far as your finances, your goals, your aspirations, as far as home, family life, and things like that go, you're very hard at work already, and that's already clear to me from what I know about you. Just that alone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Surrendering into the flow. Perfect. Yeah. And let's see what we got at the bottom of the card. Yep. There's going to be open to collaboration. The 3 of Pentacles shows up. You know, um, it doesn't hurt to reach out and ask for help from others that you can trust and that have the same aspirations and drive. Sometimes, whenever you're feeling stagnant, I must have hit the nail on the head. Yep, yep, yep. It's okay to reach out. You know who you can trust. Butting heads. Well, find the ones that you don't butt heads with. And even with the ones that you do butt heads with, just kind of surrender into the flow. Sometimes you don't always have to be the one in control of everything, because that is something that we all struggle with, is that need for control. That's a trait that it's just part of being human. We don't like being, not in control. Yeah, yeah. Breathe. Like that. Kind of find that balance, that flow. That's why I like the air so much. Hello, Tristan. Blessings, blessings. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Would you like a card today, Tristan? Anytime, Jess. Anytime. Love you, Jess. Thanks for all the support. Seriously. She's been awesome. Like, she's been a rock for me in the past several years. Well, since I met her about 3 years ago, she's been, yeah. Now I'm kind of in the process of stepping out of the shadows and into the light, so to speak. Getting more comfortable with being seen and exposing myself to the world. Anytime, Kenny. No pressure. You come and go as you please. It's your universe to walk. Would you like a card pull, Tristan? I'll take that as a yeah. All right, let's see what we get for Tristan. Go ahead and do a 5-card pull. Let people get kind of familiar with how I perform those. We're going to do past, present, future, reason, and potential. This is for Tristan. Okay, in your past or your present, we have the Queen of Swords. All right, that's that energy of cutting through any bullshit. You're not dealing with any more drama. Um, there may be a strong feminine influence in your life right now that also may be driving that for you. Um, in your past, there was the Queen of Cups, hopeful, optimistic, very nurturing. Okay, that kind of energy. So there was that. Seems to be a lot of feminine influence in your present being right now, in your past, present, future. In your future, there does seem to be a little bit of conflict going on. We've got the Five of Wands. With that being said, that there's a bit of a struggle going on, or that you're coming up against. Maybe something that you're trying to work out how to navigate around and the best approach. That being said, you do have all the necessary tools within you already. The Magician card comes up, and this card represents like someone who is capable of tapping into all four of the other elements, or all four of the elements: earth, air, fire, water. And that's your divide, you've got that in you already. So be confident, you can take that stride forward, and you'll know how to deal with this. It's just stepping into it. That little bit of trepidation may be in a factor, it may not be. But from what I'm starting to pick up on this is you may want to tap into more of your feminine side, you know. For those who are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, each of us carries a divine feminine and a divine masculine within. Okay, and it's all about purifying each side and reaching that state of divinity. It's all about balance. So tapping into more of your feminine side is something that would be something that I would suggest putting in. Seven of Cups in reverse came out. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read from the book on that so that we all get a very, very clear message on that. Now, illusory Seven of Cups upright. That's like dreams, aspirations. If in an unhealthy manner, it could also represent illusions, holding on to illusions. It all depends on the corresponding cards and how that message relates to you. But as an outcome, the potential, we're going to get some clarification on that. Missed opportunities, bad choices, feeling trapped, reality check. When Seven of Cups comes up in a reading reverse, it may indicate the need for a reality check. Perhaps you're not feeling well and completely lost lately. You could be going through a ton of chaos, and perhaps this is making you feel very indecisive and confused. This card may be advising you to go to a calm and serene place to regroup your thoughts. This card also may be signifying that you are getting better and back to your reality. If you are feeling as if your options are out of reach, you should seek advice from others to look up options, or look up available resources. If you do, you may find some solutions you never considered. So yeah, a bit of grounding and letting go of illusions is what I'm picking up from that. Like, that's the first thing that came across. Anything that sounds like it might be too good to be true, it's not about, because we are all capable of reaching heights that we never believed of before. But at the same time, you have to kind of take those necessary actions forward to do that. And in order to do that, you have to be grounded. You have to be able to be willing to put in the work. So now is a time to ground yourself a little bit. You know. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, I hope that that helps a little bit. Uh, and you're amazing as well. Hey, welcome back, Kenny. We have some more viewers. Oh, and hello, Dion Morgan. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Definitely need to get my YouTube channel up and going more. I have more followers on Facebook than I do YouTube, but I'm also on YouTube as well. You can also find me on Instagram and what's that other TikTok? Yeah, I don't do too much with TikTok though. Still learning the ins and outs of that one. You're welcome, sis. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Love that comment. Hey, you know what? I try to find some way of bringing that calm, peace, and serenity of a place where people can feel safe and relax and get away from the chaos. You know, there's plenty of people out there running around with their wands, full of fire, ready to take charge. But there's got to be some reprieve, some place to calm, center, and balance. You know, there ain't enough of that, and I think that it's a trait and a value that is highly overlooked and underestimated. So I want to be able to help in those areas. That's exactly what I'm going for. Thanks, Jess. Thanks, Kenny. You know, a place where if anybody wants to come on and talk about whatever, you don't even have to pull cards. You know, an open forum. You know, a place where we can talk without fear of or apprehension. I should say more than anything. I have that knack. People open. For one, I listen. You know, and more people want to talk, tell their story as opposed to actually listening to others. Because if you really, the way I look at things from a unity conscious perspective, this is our story. We're all in this together. Go ahead. Okay. Okay. Jessica asked for a card pull for the planetary alignment of the 5 planets and the prophecy of our truth this weekend. So, what to expect? What to expect from that? Let's see. What card? What deck should I use? That's a good question too. I like this one. Angelarium. Recently decided to take this deck to the next level. Whenever you pull a card from this deck, each card corresponds to one of the spheres in the tree of life. So it'll give us an idea of where we are as a collective on this path, and considering the question that Jessica just asked. that, yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. Kind of felt a shift in the energy when you're tapping into this. Judgment. We got Gevra. This is a very, very powerful sphere. Something I'm actually quite familiar with. Left hand, judgment. And Gevra. Right here. The fifth animate, and I was going to say we're halfway through. The fifth emanation, the hand that separates, the rule of law that brings order to the world. Gevra assesses what is just, helping us overcome our adversaries born both within and without. Here is the power to cleave apart a unified whole and leave its components pieces. It is a trait that commands as much fear as respect, because it comes because with it becomes an inherent violence. She does this without imminent. Sorry. It is an act that must be committed to create balance. The red orb exists as a boundary close to the unworthy. Gevra's position at the center of its pillar defines that pillar's trait of severity. Her push against Chesed on the opposite side of the tree is met with equal and opposite resistance. Without both of them in equal measure, we have no means of maintaining healthy relationships. We must have judgment to discern what is healthy for us, so that we can bring it into our lives and embrace it, found in law, bravery, and punishment. See, one of the reasons why I say I'm so familiar with this card is because you could basically consider it the Libra card, the scales. It's about balance, justice, judgment. And on the zodiac wheel, you'll find that Libra is the only sign that isn't represented by an animal. It's mechanical in its thinking and its motives, meaning that the reason why that is necessary is because emotions kind of have to be detached from us to a certain degree in order to make a decision based on the good of all and keeping and maintaining balance. So that being said, things are going to be cut away despite how uncomfortable or how much of a loss it may feel. You know, uh, it's for your better good, and it's also for the better good of all, because no one person or group of people holds more importance than the overall collective. Okay, so yeah, exactly like Jessica said, law, bravery, an act that must be committed to create balance. So sometimes choices have to be made that aren't going to feel very pleasant, but it has to be done. That means making hard choices despite how much, you know, it may hurt. In the long run, it will be for your best interest and for the best interest of all, not just for one individual person, but for everyone. Oh, some interesting wow, some interesting things are happening in the background. A certain someone that we're familiar with, Jessica, is making some unnecessary moves. What makes us happier today to support collective? That's a good question, actually. It's a very good question. I like that one. Let's see. You know what? I'll pull from the White Light Oracle deck on that one. Just responding. We're going to pull from the White Light Oracle deck in pertaining to Jessica's question. And I'm loving these questions, by the way. Thank you very much. Sorry for the delayed response, but suddenly the collective just got lit up. By the way, does anyone know what the Schumann resonance is looking like right now? Yeah, I don't like the stagnant energy either. I'm ready to get this fire lit. Oh, as I like. Okay. What does spirit guide us to do for the whole as a collective? And when I ask this question, this is how can we all help co-create a better future together? All right. Instead of thinking of just an individual, what can we do? Help me, help you, and I. Mm. Cool. Oh, cool. I didn't know I could do that. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Jess, could you do me a favor? Oh, wait, you know what? Never mind. Should be able to do it myself. I got it. Cool. this is the card we got. Thank you so much, Kenny. Wow. Hey, you know what, Kenny? Um, I'm gonna go ahead and do another pool for you. I'll do a one-on-one session with you. Feel free to message me through on my channel here and send your email, and I will we'll set up an actual read for you. Okay. I appreciate your support. Seriously, that means a lot. So this is the card we have for the collective. And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Shaktipat of Seahorse. I hope I got that right. Oh, by the way, guys, how's my sound doing? Does it sound good in here? Got it. 165. All right. Here we go. As you embrace your inner essence, you will be at peace with who you are, including your vulnerability, and no longer the need to conform to social ideals which have no true resonance for your heart. You are encouraged to trust your intuitive recognition of which environments and relationships are harmonize well with you. Support your spiritual growth and well-being on all levels. You have the innate capacity to manifest. Relax and you shall attract all you need. Okay, so on a collective standpoint and considering what Jessica was asking there, the way I look at that is it's time we stop just playing passerby and going along with the way of the way things are playing out in the world. This is it's obvious. It's an affront and an offense to every human being, every person who lives, breathes, and eats on this planet, the way things are playing out. You know, it's time we stop sitting here and turning a blind eye, afraid to speak up and speak for one another. You know, we all should stand up for each other. Um, it's time for a global shift. We've been, everybody in the spiritual community has been speaking about a global shift of consciousness, a new paradigm. But a lot of these people, they're speaking in small cliques and small groups, and they're not actually going out there in the world, you know, saying this in front of friends and family, you know, because of the resistance that we get. We get so much shit. We've been ostracized, you know, and even speaking from that standpoint, I should correct myself because I'm saying we've, like, I'm speaking from a standpoint of duality. When I speak like that, I'm saying I'm separate from those other people when I'm not. They are us too. We're all just, some are conditioned, some aren't. And to say that you weren't conditioned growing up, that's for the most part a denial. At some point in time, we all had to break free from that cognitive dissonance, you know, and now it's a matter of, you know, despite that painful process of having to isolate and balance and find that truth within, now that you know what it is, do your best to help others see. You know, there's something that I've carried with me for a very long time is a fool speaks because they have to say something. A wise man speaks because he has something to say. It's all about finding the right time when to speak up. Just wait, be observant, watch. And there's going to come a time when all the yelling monkeys. We're going to be shouting, and then something will be questioned, something will come up, and no monkey will have a word to say because they've spent too much time yelling and screaming at one another. And it's in those moments when someone like yourself is going to be like, actually, I have something to say. You know? Bet we'll do an in-depth love reading. I got you. I got you, Kenny. Yeah, yeah. Conditioning is definitely, it's holding us all back. It's holding us all back. It destroys your confidence. It destroys that will. It instills fear. Creates discord. We've separated and divided ourselves so much now, even in the spiritual communities, that all we do is we sit back and we harp on one another. You know, we discourage others from even attempting to break free from certain paradigms because many people place themselves on a pedestal, constantly bragging about how, well, look how healthy and well I'm doing right now, you know, and anyone who isn't doing or acting and speaking in this way is they're full of demons and stuff. As soon as you start projecting that demons are involved in another person, immediately, what do you think their first response is going to be? They're like, no, well, fuck you. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm no demon. Enough of that. Enough of that. And I know there's plenty of people out there, you know, spilling that juice all over the floor, creating a big ass stain. No one has all the answers. No one is better than anyone. Some do better in certain areas. Of course, we all have our talents. We have all have our unique gifts. The idea is let's help each other, you know, as opposed to just hoarding. Oh, this is mine. You know, you can't have it. You can't learn it. You know, I'm special. You're not. It's all, everyone's so apt to cling to what makes them feel special, which is an understandable trait. You know, we all go through that. But at the same time, that special trait is just going to die off if it's not spread out, it's not shared. And as opposed to being one individual special trait, let's turn it into a global collective special trait. You know, unity conscious, not duality conscious. This thing works on so many levels that people, it's easy to lose track. You know, some people finally find their niche, what they're good at, and suddenly they are scared to lose it, so they're afraid to share it and teach it. To me, a planetary alignment, that's a line. Careful, I'll get lost in this philosophical mind. I'd say the biggest thing holding us back from one another is judgment, really, more than anything. And that incessant need for justice. I know better than anyone as a Libra, and I respect it and I understand it, and I know how important it is. Far more important than some want to acknowledge, but at the same time, it becomes an obsession, and we don't allow others to be vulnerable enough to open up and confess transgressions and mistakes and horrible deeds that they've done in their past without fear of that judgment. If you can get a person who's committed some horrible acts to confess and be vulnerable, then it opens up a pathway for them to be able to change. Everyone is capable of change. Change is necessary. But if we hold others in these paradigms where, oh, you'll never change, then you're also doing the same thing with yourself and the rest of the collective. So as opposed to holding others down in that box, keeping them in that box, allow that box to open up and nurture change, encourage change. It's as easy as when you're dealing with a child. We enable certain toxic traits by ignoring them, turning a blind eye. So it's better to speak up whenever they're exhibiting those things, which people are quick to do. But what people aren't quick to do these days, I've noticed, is nurturing positive traits, rewarding others whenever they attempt to change and be better. That's a big one that holds us all back, because we want everyone that has ever committed a horrendous act or done some sort of offense. We want them to pay. We want them to, which is understandable. And in a lot of cases, it's necessary in order for some of these people to actually change. But much like whenever they prescribe Adderall to kids for ADHD, it was overprescribed. That same type of thinking, I think, is just overprescribed. For me, anyways, I've been focused a lot on that. There are many, many other things. As far as how to break through when we're dealing with like politics, the government, local, state, and federal, on a more global scale or national scale, if you will, those paradigms they're falling apart on their own. Now, to me, it's more about people need to start preparing for that collapse because it's coming, and pulling together in community wise on a community level is what I would suggest. Relying on just small families alone. Oh, I'm going to huddle up with my wife and kids and fortify this house. That's not going to get you very far. But if you work together in smaller communities, you start wherever you live, the people that you're around, you guys start working together and you guys get on the same page, and you look and you see, like, what's on the horizon, you can better be prepared. And the more we come together in smaller communities, then that will also create a stronger network for the population to come together and work together. We kind of have to go back to start from scratch. We barely know how to work together in a family unit these days. What makes us think that we're going to be able to work together on a political spectrum or a national spectrum, let alone a global spectrum? We could barely work together in smaller pocket groups. So we kind of have to start from the basics. I mean, there is a lot of truth to that old saying, change starts from within individually, and then you move on to 2, 3, 4. For any person who is just now joining, we've delved into some pretty deep waters there for a minute. Hello, Christine. Yes, you can. I better make this one quick. My phone's already on 15%, but yeah, I'll go ahead and pull you a card, Christine. Let's see. Do you have a question in mind, by the way? Is this love, general, spiritual reading? Excuse me. Let's see what she gets. Okay, the Temperance card wanted to jump out of there. Something was coming. And this, I suspect, has a lot to do with your James Jr. I don't know who you are, James. Otherwise, I'd be more willing to letting you hop on, but I don't know who you are. But let's see. Okay. So, Christine, we have the Temperance card, and on the bottom of the deck, material material world showed up. We have the angle, right? We have the Nine of Pentacles. So I suspect this has a lot to do with your home life, financial stability, and stuff like that. The Temperance card is what popped up. So I'm going to say that this is a balancing act. Right now, you're balancing out emotional fulfillment as well. So you've got a 1 foot on land, 1 foot in the water. So you're in the process of sorting through. It's basically like you're prioritizing, honestly. Um, Definitely got some divine feminine energy in you. I like that energy. Let's see. I'll pull a quick oracle card for you to see what would be the best course of action, what spirit is guiding you to. Garuda Suparna. This will be the first time I've ever pulled this card. Okay, let's see what Spirit is guiding you to. 210. All right. Cultivate confidence in yourself. You have the inner spiritual power to deal wisely and effectively with any situation. Don't allow anyone to take advantage of your kind nature. Reflect upon what actions feel best for you to take and then follow through with decisiveness. Do not allow negativity to grip your life. Positive energy and outcomes are indicated. Okay. So yeah, don't let any kind of, that's okay. Yeah. Basically, anything that might be coming along as a blockage on your path, your goals, do not give it any of your energy. Just keep moving forward. Kind of take on that no bullshit kind of stance. Don't put up with anything. No more circuses. If it ain't your circus, it ain't your monkey. So remain balanced. This is all about your goals right now. Yeah. And that could be love, finance, family, home life. But I'm definitely getting you're getting you've got an independent nature coming across through here. And this is about strengthening your independence. You're not into, I don't get the feeling, the sense that you're looking for any codependency right now. This is all about cultivating your own strength and stepping into that role of the divine feminine. Um, and this, of course, also entails that balancing out your own inner masculine. Not to say don't let it take control. Remain, balanced. But yeah, that's the message I got for you. Just don't take any bullshit. You don't have to be hard nosed or mean or cutthroat about it or anything. If it doesn't serve you, now's not the time to even entertain it. Don't entertain anything that's going to be holding you back, and just keep moving forward. Just remain, keep that positive energy, cultivate that more and more. And it's all about finesse, which as a feminine you are very familiar with. But anyhow, I'm probably going to go back live here in a little while, guys. I need to get this phone recharged. I'm already about to die, but I'm glad that you guys all enjoyed. Thanks for jumping on. And thank you very much, Kenny, for everything. And again, remember to hit me up and book in. Hey, I'll be coming live again, and you're welcome. And thank you, Christine. Glad to see you guys here. And hit me up on Messenger, Kenny, and we'll get set up for an actual in-depth reading for you. Okay. You guys have a great day. Love you all. Peace, love, and light with a little bite.